Thank you, Ash. A little over 3 years ago, I was homeless, sleeping out of my car in New York City with 43 cents to my name. I had no job prospects, no connections, no opportunities, and I felt like a complete and utter failure. And this seemed to be a reoccurring theme in my life because growing up, I had no friends, no confidence, which meant no girls wanted me, and I didn't have any positive role models in my life. But I knew something that wasn't taught to me. It doesn't matter how many times life knocks you down, as long as you rise up and go one more time. If you do that, you can conquer the world. And here's the thing. Life, if you let it, will beat you down, will leave you broken and bloody on the ground. It will smash you like you're freaking Loki and life is whole, just nonstop. But life isn't like some vindictive asshole that's trying to hurt you. Life is a crucible. For those of you who don't know, a crucible is a part of a forge, a blacksmither's forge, where they put all the metal and they heat it up. The hotter you make that metal, the stronger the steel you can make. In this crucible that is life, you put all your pain, all your struggles, all your challenges, all your hopes, dreams, and desires into this crucible. But life does something kind of awesome. It gives you the knob that says how hot do you want to make it. And the way you heat your crucible up to the next level is you go out there and try and do something a little bit bigger than yourself. You take risks, you have failures, and you have successes. And don't worry if you go out there and you take a risk and you fail. It just means you've successfully cranked that knob up one more level. So even though I was homeless in New York City with 43 cents to my name, I knew that I cranked my knob up to 11. But the thing is, I had to have done something wrong. You don't become homeless overnight. It's not one big event. It's a series of thousands of wrong decisions. And so I took a good hard look at myself and I said, what did I do to put me in this position? And I realized I didn't trust my own internal recipe. I didn't follow my intuition, my desires. I grew up in a household and an environment which made me feel crazy, and I substituted my desires for those of others and their realities. And so I made a decision that day to always trust my gut. Even though at times it felt freaking crazy what it was asking me to do. When I started, it was a bunch of little things, because you have to start somewhere. Insignificant things. I get off the subway, should I make a left or a right? Doesn't matter. And then what ended up happening is small little miracles started to happen. Now, when I say miracles, it's not that I got some amazing opportunity or gift that magically got me out of my situation. What actually happened was quite the opposite. I got new challenges, new struggles. But this time, instead of being beaten down by them, there were opportunities where I could be of service to others. So with those small little decisions led to small little opportunities. Something as simple as helping an old lady cross the street in the West Village. This is New York City, after all, nobody helps anybody else. And then it started building from there. Helping my friends who I was encountering with their businesses, coaching them on marketing and social media. Because even though I might have failed in my business, I learned so much. You learn more from your failures than you do your successes. Something magical happened in my life. South by Southwest hit. And when South by Southwest hit, there was a huge new style of social media that was the talk of the town. It was called live streaming. At this point in time, I was more dialed in than ever in the world of social media. And I knew live streaming was going to be a massive success. And if you look at today, we have Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Instagram Live, Live.me, Lively, YouNow, Twitch. There's a number of platforms out there. So I jumped in 2 feet first. And I decided to start live streaming. I hooked up with a buddy of mine and I said, hey, you want to get into this with me? He said, yes. My first live stream had 2,000 people watching me at any point in time. 2,000 people were looking at me and my friend as we talked about business, life, mindset, social media. They were looking at me like I was an expert or an authority. And in my head, I'm going, I'm sleeping in my freaking car tonight. Yet you're looking at me like I'm an expert? This is amazing. Because I could still help people. I had knowledge to share. I had the opportunity. So I started sharing and helping and growing my audience and growing my connections. Because it was a small little community where you get to meet other people. Today, I now live stream to over 1 million followers every single week. I dress up like a unicorn, dance around like a silly person to over 1 million 8-year-old followers who love just watching me and making them laugh. But at the same time that I do this, I teach them to embrace their own uniqueness, to follow their dreams, their passions, and be crazy. Because if a 30-year-old can dress up in a unicorn costume and be comfortable in the middle of the city doing something crazy, whatever the heck they're going through, they can overcome it too. And at the same time, I cultivate a community of people who rise up and help each other out. I've created this game in my live streams. I call it the compliment game, and it's very simple. You find a random person in the comments and you give them a compliment. So miss, what is your name? Elaine? So I would start it off, Elaine, you're a fantastic human being. Thank you so much. I love that purse. It looks great on you. And it always makes somebody feel better. And now my community compliments each other. A bunch of 8-year-old kids are learning the power of being kind to another human being. Social media has absolutely, fundamentally changed my life. If somebody told me 5 years ago what I'd be able to do because of it, I would be absolutely blown away. Through social media and my audience, I'm up here on stage and I get to talk to all of you. I have the opportunity to hopefully touch one of you, inspire you to do a little bit more. I've been able to work with some of the top brands like Snapchat, Periscope, Cellular One. I mean, the list goes on, helping them build social media strategies. And I get to teach kids the power of being unique and weird and embracing it. Most importantly, though, I kind of learned something in life through the power of social media. That is, even though life will give you these challenges, life will be painful, life will be hard, life isn't trying to hurt you. It's giving you this coal so you can take it and turn it into diamonds. So if I can leave you with one last thought, it's this. Go out there, rise up. When you get knocked down, stand back up. When you see somebody fall, help them up. Be kind to others and conquer the world. But most importantly, go out there, share your voice, spread positivity. Thank you.